On my 40th birthday that my husband forgot, I went to a French restaurant at the invitation of my mother-in-law, Haley. As I was enjoying the meal with the kind Haley, Caleb, who was supposed to be at work, entered the restaurant with a woman I didn't recognize. They looked unmistakably like a couple, and I felt a surge of irritation. Suddenly, Marry You by Bruno Mars started playing in the restaurant at a table away from us. Caleb proposed to the woman, saying, "I want to make you happy. Will you marry me?" The unfamiliar young woman, given a bouquet and a ring by Caleb, teared up and responded, "I'm so happy, yes I will." The surrounding people congratulated them, saying congratulations and how sweet. I exchanged glances with Haley, and with a smile and a knife in hand, approached Caleb. "Congratulations! What a wonderful proposal! I'm jealous. Thank you." Caleb, oblivious and buoyed, replied. "You never did anything like this for me," I remarked. At those words, Caleb finally turned around, his face turning ashen. "My name is Kinsley. I live with my husband, Caleb, and my mother-in-law, Haley. While mother-in-law and daughter-in-law issues are often a problem in society. In our case, Haley is a wonderful person who supports me more than the somewhat inattentive Caleb, so our relationship is good. Haley, who works hard and respects me for managing the house, is someone I respect for her straight-shooting and strong-willed nature. Both Caleb and I married at the age of 35, and although we couldn't have children, Haley would say with a smile, "It's okay not to have children. It's not all good having them. Having such a wonderful daughter-in-law is more than I could ask for. It'd be asking for trouble to want more." I was grateful for that perspective. 5 years into our marriage, I started to feel something off about Caleb. He began coming home extremely late, saying he had overtime or not coming home at all, claiming he had to stay at work. Even on weekends he would leave, saying he had to work. When he was home, he seemed distracted. On our anniversary, Haley and I hoped he would come home early for once, but Caleb didn't return until late at night. "What were you doing out so late?" "Working, of course. Don't you remember what day it is?" "Huh? Was there something special today?" "I can't believe it. Today is our anniversary." "Oh, right, I forgot. Sorry." "Forgetting our anniversary and not coming home until this time." "Stop nagging. I forgot because I was busy with work. It's not like we're at an age to celebrate every little thing." "What are you saying?" "Kinsley has been feeling lonely because you've been coming home late, and we can't spend weekends together. She just wanted to be with you on our anniversary. She's been waiting for you all this time. You better apologize more sincerely. You're going to make it up to her later, right?" Haley chided Caleb, who was starting to get defensive. Caleb, feeling guilty, apologized. "Sorry, all this talk about work and overtime, but we've never had this issue before. Is it really work?" Haley voiced the concern I had been harboring. "It really is work. A major client's company went bankrupt, and now our company is at risk of going down with them. I've been swamped with work to prevent that from happening." "This is the first I'm hearing of this. It's not something that concerns you or Mom. I just hadn't mentioned it. Besides, I'm exhausted from all the work. Let me sleep, and I'll make it up to you tomorrow." With that, Caleb hurriedly excused himself and secluded himself in his room without even taking a bath. Suspicious, I nodded in agreement with Haley's words. It was a relief to know I wasn't the only one feeling this way. The next day, Caleb came home on time, bringing a cake and a small bouquet. True to his word, he celebrated our anniversary, albeit a day later. After that, there were more days when he came home earlier, though not as before. However, I couldn't be genuinely happy. I wondered if he was just trying to cover up having been suspected by Haley, and Caleb's distant demeanor hadn't changed. Gradually, the days he came home late or stayed out increased, returning to the way it was before. On my 40th birthday, he simply sent a message saying he'd stay at work overnight, without a word of birthday wishes. I had a bad feeling from the morning. And sure enough, it seemed he had forgotten. Really forgetting. Not just the anniversary, but your wife's birthday too, Kinsley. I'm so sorry for my foolish son. No, Haley, you don't have to apologize. Please don't worry about it. As an apology, though it might not seem like much, I had a hunch this might happen. So I booked a table for two at a French restaurant near the station. Luckily, a cancellation opened up a spot at a good time. I thought if Caleb remembered, I'd let you two go, but since he didn't, how about we go together? It's my treat today. Really? Can we? French cuisine and near the station too? That's a popular place, isn't it? You're exaggerating. It's the least I can do to make up for my son's oversight. The French place has a broad clientele and a casual vibe, and there are plenty of affordable options. I'm thrilled. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that. Well, it's about time for our reservation. Shall we head out? The restaurant had a casual atmosphere, as Haley said, and there were even some flashy-looking young people. I was relieved it wasn't too upscale a French restaurant, as that would make me nervous. The young people seemed to be enjoying their meals, chatting, and taking photos with their smartphones. Maybe they were YouTubers reviewing the restaurant. As soon as we were seated, Haley handed me a beautifully wrapped, fairly large box, saying, "This is a present from me." A present? Thank you so much. Inside was a brand new bag that I had been eyeing. Can I really accept something this nice? Thank you so much. Of course, Kinsley. You've always been so helpful. Please accept it as a token of my appreciation. I hadn't expected my birthday, which I thought would be as uneventful as our anniversary, to turn out so wonderfully, and I nearly teared up. I'm blessed to have such a kind mother-in-law. Well then, shall we start the birthday celebration? Haley announced, and our dinner began. True to its reputation, every dish served at the popular French restaurant was delicious, nearly making our cheeks fall off. The course progressed smoothly, and just as we were about to finish the main meat dish, Haley suddenly fell silent and turned pale. Haley, is something wrong? When I asked, concerned, she pointed tremblingly towards the entrance behind me. Kinsley, look. Turning around, I couldn't believe my eyes. Caleb, who was supposed to be staying overnight at work, entered dressed in a stylish suit, accompanied by a young woman in a neat dress. Caleb was escorting her arm in arm. I thought I was mistaken, but no matter how many times I looked, it was definitely Caleb. I was so shocked that I forgot to breathe for a moment, watching the two of them. Kinsley, this is... Yes, probably. But should we watch a little longer? It's not confirmed. It's cheating yet, right? If Kinsley says so. Confused, we decided to continue our meal while keeping an eye on them. Fortunately, Caleb's table was far from ours, and he, being in high spirits, didn't notice us at all. I hoped it was a misunderstanding, but Caleb and the woman looked unmistakably like a couple from any angle. Was Caleb cheating with her all this while, claiming he was busy with work, facing a crisis at the company, forgetting our anniversary, my birthday? Thinking about it, a deep anger welled up inside me. Suddenly, Caleb formally presented the woman with a bouquet of roses. Suddenly, Marry You by Bruno Mars started playing in the restaurant. It's a surprise proposal, the surrounding customers murmured before falling silent, their attention on Caleb and the woman. The young YouTuber started filming them too. Listening closely, I could hear Caleb saying something to the woman. I'm sorry I can't always be by your side, but Ellie, I want to make you happy, Caleb said, offering her an engagement ring. Will you marry me? The woman, tearfully accepting the bouquet and ring, replied, I'm so happy, yes I will. At the same time, warm applause and voices saying congratulations and I'm jealous filled the air. The song reached its climax, heightening the atmosphere. Wow, this is amazing. So this place does these kinds of services, huh? Got to see something good. The YouTuber commented to his camera. Caleb, how could you? I couldn't believe it. Not just cheating, but proposing. I looked at the woman Caleb called Ellie. Her face, brimming with pure joy upon receiving the proposal, had a refined and graceful air that didn't seem to belong to someone who would knowingly get involved with another's husband. Of course, appearances can be deceiving, but still. I glanced at Haley, who seemed to be looking at me, waiting for my reaction. Our eyes met. That foolish son, we can't let this go. Haley's eyes held a quiet rage. Yes, Haley. I nodded, and we took and used knives from the cutlery box, holding them in one hand as we made our way through the other customers towards Caleb. Congratulations. What a beautiful proposal. I'm so envious, I said with the biggest smile I could muster. Thank you, Caleb, still buoyed, responded without realizing it was me. You never did anything like this for me. With those words, Caleb finally noticed and turned around cautiously. Then, seeing me smiling, he turned pale. Kinsley, why? Why are you here? We came here at Haley's invitation, right? Haley turned back to me, still smiling. Haley nodded back with a smile. Exactly. But I'm surprised. Who would have thought my son, who was supposed to be staying at the company because of its critical situation, who is already married to Kinsley, would be proposing to another woman? Can you explain what's going on? Seeing the knife we were holding, Caleb turned even paler, but managed to squeeze out some more words. It's not what it looks like. What do you mean, not what it looks like? This is, not a proposal or anything. She's a junior at work. I just wanted to thank her because she's always working hard with me. And since it's her birthday today, I was just giving her a present and celebrating. Caleb's clumsy excuse caused a stir among the onlookers. It clearly looked like a proposal. What are you trying to hide? He's already married? Really? Even the staff at the restaurant were puzzled by the situation. Thought it was a successful proposal, but then the wife shows up. Looks like we've stumbled into a real-life drama. So, it's emergency live streaming time, said the YouTuber, starting to film us. I pressed on, not caring, and focused on the sapphire ring on the woman's left ring finger. Interesting. A bouquet of roses and that ring, which obviously looks more expensive than the one you gave me as a birthday present for your junior, huh? Well, by the way, today is my birthday too. Did you remember that? Caleb's face showed realization. He had indeed almost forgotten. Caleb, what have you been saying since earlier? A junior? A birthday present? But who are these people? The woman, who had been confronting Caleb, clearly did not know he was married. If she had known, she wouldn't have failed to recognize me as his wife. I introduced myself to her with a smile. Nice to meet you. I'm Caleb's wife of 5 years. He's always in your care. I emphasized the word wife, particularly strongly. I am Caleb's mother. I had no idea my son was in a good relationship with you while already having a wife. Haley introduced herself to the woman with a full smile. The murmur around us grew louder. His wife? So he really was married? Proposing to another woman while married? That's the worst? Poor wife. Take back my congratulations. What a real-life drama. Are they shooting a drama or something? More onlookers gathered around. The woman turned pale at our introduction and muttered, "No way." Then, with tears in her eyes, she glared at Caleb. These were tears of a different kind than those of joy she had shed earlier. What do you mean, Caleb? You never told me you had a wife. No, you're married and you proposed to me while having a wife. What does that mean? I've always trusted you. It's not like that, Ellie. It's not an affair. I was serious. I intended to marry you. That's why before getting married to Ellie, I was planning to divorce Kinsley. Caleb stopped himself, realizing he had dug his own grave, but it was already too late. So you admit to the affair? The mistress was also deceived. Wow, that guy is the worst on so many levels. Criticism towards Caleb from those around us grew even larger. This is definitely a showdown. Saw something incredible, the stream is hitting an all-time high. The YouTuber was excited, as if he had caught something great on camera. Huh. You were planning to divorce me and remarried surrounded by 3 women and the focus of everyone in the restaurant. Caleb was sweating profusely suddenly. The woman stood up. In the next moment, she swung her purse full force and smacked Caleb right across the face. The sound of the hit echoed throughout the restaurant, and the previously buzzing crowd fell silent for a moment. Ugh, Caleb groaned in pain, holding the spot where he was hit. At that moment, thunderous applause erupted from around, even louder than when the proposal was accepted. Way to go. Serves that loser right. Wow, caught an amazing moment on camera. The woman, without looking back at Caleb, took off the ring, slammed it on the table, and ran out of the restaurant, leaving the bouquet behind as well. Caleb, having been hit with a hard purse, was still groaning in pain. Are you okay? I couldn't help but ask, to which Caleb looked at me with tears in his eyes. Then, as if driven by some thought, he stood up and without caring about the onlookers began to apologize. Kinsley, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. What are you doing? I just lost my mind for a moment. The only person I truly love is you. So it seemed he thought my, "Are you okay?" would somehow make me forgive him. What does he mean by, "just lost my mind for a moment," after he planned to divorce me and even proposed to that woman? The crowd seemed to think the same, mercilessly mocking Caleb's disgrace. You, apologizing like that here is so cringy. This guy is pathetic after proposing and all. What's he even saying? They really say, "You're the only one I love," after cheating, huh? People started filming Caleb with their smartphones. Look up at me. When I deliberately spoke in a kind tone, Caleb lifted his face, showing a relieved expression as if he thought he was forgiven. Of course, I had no intention of forgiving such a man. Looking down at Caleb, I said in a cold voice, "You were planning to divorce me, right? As you wish. I'll divorce you, and I'll be seeking alimony for adultery. I won't ask it from her. She seems to be a victim too." Caleb's expression turned from relief to utter despair. "No, please, I won't do it again. Wait, today's your birthday, right? Then let's celebrate your birthday here, all 3 of us. That's fine, right? I'll make it up to you. Here, take this." In a desperate attempt, Caleb offered me the bouquet and ring that the woman had left behind. I was beyond angry. I was dumbfounded. Did he really think giving me something he intended for his affair partner would make me happy? Wow, giving your wife something meant for your affair partner. How stupid can this man be? It seemed everyone around us was taken aback. The sapphire ring Caleb was offering naturally was not my birthstone. Stop this disgrace. Prepare yourself to pay alimony to Kinsley and to that woman you were proposing to as well. Haley scolded Caleb. Why to Ellie as well? You pretended to be single and deceived that woman. In that case, she has the right to claim compensation for the violation of her chastity rights. Don't you even know that? Furthermore, I'm disowning a scum son like you, Haley declared firmly. Mom, you're joking, right? You're abandoning your own son over this? Over this? After deceiving 2 women, you think over this is going to cut it? I'm not joking. As of today, leave the house and never show your face again. A man like you is no son of mine. Caleb broke down crying, huddled on the floor. Haley, who detests dishonesty, could truly not forgive her son's actions. There was no falsehood or hesitation in her declaration of disownment. The drama seemed endless, and the YouTuber's broadcast was more popular than ever. The emboldened YouTuber approached Caleb with his camera, saying, "Rejected by the mistress, divorced by the wife, and disowned by the parent, you've lost everything, huh? How do you feel now, huh? Tell me, Caleb. Attempting to escape the broadcast, Caleb stood up and tried to flee the restaurant. Wait! Don't run away! Haley grabbed Caleb by the collar. Then Caleb fell backward onto the floor with a thud. The onlookers burst into laughter. More people began filming Caleb, finding the situation amusing. Caleb, at a mature age, started crying like a child while lying on the floor. It must have been the pain, humiliation, and shame reaching their limits. Haley and I were troubled. We couldn't cause any more trouble for the restaurant. We had already caused enough disturbance. Surely the restaurant staff must have been thinking, what a day this has turned out to be. Stop crying, pay the bill, and let's go home. Haley and I lifted the sobbing Caleb, paid the bill, and repeatedly apologized to the restaurant staff and other customers for the inconvenience. A grown man crying in public like a child, leaving his mother and wife to apologize for his actions, was truly pitiful. The YouTuber was the only one who said, No, you gave us something good to watch. Thank you. On the way to the municipal office, in the car, Caleb, thrown into the back seat, cried his eyes out, begging for forgiveness. But both Haley in the passenger seat and I driving ignored him the entire time. After picking up divorce papers at the office, we headed home. Then Haley and I forced a reluctant Caleb to sign the divorce papers, kicked him out of Haley's house along with his belongings, and took away the keys. Caleb banged on the door, yelling, "At least let me stay tonight." But all I replied was, "I thought you were staying at the company tonight." The next morning, after staying at a hotel, when Caleb went to work, it seemed the whole office had learned about Caleb being married while proposing to his mistress, deceiving her, and his disgraceful behavior in the French restaurant. As everyone looked at him disdainfully and whispered behind his back, apparently, the YouTuber's live stream and uploaded video from the previous day quickly became a hot topic, with tweets from those present, photos of Caleb apologizing and falling, clips from the YouTube video, and other angles filmed by other customers circulating online, spreading Caleb's lowest moments in disgrace across the internet. The office was abuzz with rumors. The notorious video had many highlights, from the proposal to the wife's appearance, the mistress hitting him, apologizing, divorce and disownment declaration, and the fall, attracting viewers who love satisfying stories, dubbing it a real-life satisfying drama, with views skyrocketing. The video titled, "The Man Who Proposed to Another Woman While Having a Wife Loses Everything," even made it to compilation sites. "You're seriously messed up, man. What the heck were you thinking? Your life's over," Caleb was told by a close colleague, turning his face ashen. No wonder his disgrace was floating forever in the sea of the internet. However, Caleb's misfortune didn't end there. He was called into the president's office that very day and was fired. "Caleb, what have you done?" Caleb's affair partner, Ellie, turned out to be the daughter of a major client CEO. The client CEO found out about the video through rumors among employees, and after watching it, became furious upon discovering his daughter had been deceived. "Our client is furious with our company. I need you to take responsibility and resign," he was told. Caleb couldn't offer any defense. The truth was he had approached Ellie, knowing who she was, hoping to benefit from her status, even aspiring to possibly become the next president through her. There was no room for excuses now. Jobless, Caleb found it impossible to get hired anywhere else, as his disgrace had become toy fodder on the internet, known to every company's HR department. I relentlessly filed for alimony against him, and Ellie, too, filed for damages against Caleb for deceiving her into a relationship under the pretense of being single, violating her right to chastity. "You enjoyed dating me too, right? Why are you demanding alimony from me? I've already lost my job. Give me a break," Caleb pleaded. But such an argument was futile. In their last meeting, Ellie coldly told him, "Every moment I spent happy with you is now a dark history." under the watchful and intimidating glare of her father, the company president. Eventually, Caleb had to pay a hefty sum in alimony to both me and Ellie, forcing him to take on debt. He finally got a job at a labor-intensive, understaffed factory known for its harsh conditions, where he worked exhaustingly hard, hiding his face with a mask, too busy to even come home. Caleb's lie about his work became his reality. In a male-dominated factory, and too busy to find another woman, it's unlikely any woman would be interested in Caleb after such a public downfall. Now, Caleb is afraid to even show his face outside, always wearing a mask when he does. Honestly, I never imagined things would turn out this dire, but it was all Caleb's doing. The saying goes, bad news travels fast, but in today's digital age, a digital tattoo remains forever. A frightening thought. Haley apologized to me numerous times, saying, "I'm so sorry my foolish son caused such trouble. I can't believe I raised him to turn out like this." "It's not your fault, Haley. Having you on my side was truly reassuring. Thank you." It's not uncommon for some mothers to blame the wife when their son cheats, defending their son by saying it's the wife's fault for being it on. I'm grateful Haley wasn't like that. Yet it makes me wonder how Caleb turned out this way despite being raised by such a respectable mother. Kinsley, thank you. Would you mind staying in touch? You're already like family to me, and even if you divorce Caleb, I'd like you to stay here. Yes, I'd also prefer that. If you wish so. After such an exchange, we continued to live together and get along like a real family. Later, Ellie also came to apologize. Though I didn't know he was married, I'm truly sorry for having an affair with Caleb. I was too shocked at the time to apologize. I'll also pay the alimony, I told her. Please don't apologize. There's no need for alimony. You're a victim of that man too. Haley added, That's right, Ellie. You're not to blame. If anyone should apologize, it's me for raising such a foolish son. I'm sorry. After our conversation, Ellie insisted on making amends and ended up treating us to coffee. Now the three of us occasionally get together for tea, having become good friends.